What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. This episode is going to be posted probably a few days after the incident, or maybe a week. I don't know exactly when this episode will be posted, but anyways, rest in peace, King Von. Man, it's one of those situations where it's like I'd started hearing about the guy when he was blowing up and things, and everybody was talking about him, but he wasn't one of those artists that I went out of my way to go listen to. And it's sad, like, underneath these circumstances, like, now I feel like I have to go, like, show some support to his music, more so for his, like, family's sake and not just to be a fake fan. Like, that's how I really see it, is like, when you listen to an artist after they pass, like, you gotta listen to them to, have, like, a foundation still standing for their family and stuff. So yeah, it's messed up. It's really messed up. So I guess the situation was that he got into a fight outside of a club with this other rapper named Quando Rondo or something like that. Yeah, Quando Rondo, and he somebody in Quando Rondo's group pulled the gun out, started shooting. See if Rondo says something or say anything about it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. He hasn't posted nothing. See if this Instagram post. Oh, he posted it a day ago. Oh, he turned off his comments. Yeah, he was probably getting ransacked with comments. Probably getting ransacked with tweets. I remember I was following this one girl. She was a fan of seeing like a tweet. I was like, there was like a bunch of stuff like coming in. My phone's going off. And I'm like, thought the tweet was, I had to like look at the tweet and look at the date, but nah, he hasn't posted nothing. So, but no, I remember I was following Quando Wando. Like, she was like a mega fan. She honestly thought that she was the guy's wife, and I'm like, yo, I don't know. Like, I can't follow you and you posting about this guy. Like, it was like very rare when you seen something of her, but yeah, she posted about Quando Rondo, so I knew of Quando Rondo. I already had knew of him because I was following like a fan page, but it was like really the girl's Instagram. But she was making it seem like that she was his wife, and I'm like, I can't condone this. So, yeah, But anyways, King Von, I feel like he had like a push this year. Like, a lot of people was talking about him this year, and and I know like he's I think he's friends. I don't know if he's family. I don't know too many things about King Von or Little Durk, but I think they're either really good friends or they're family. But man, it was so messed up for Little Durk, because Little Durk was live streaming, and that kind of reminded me of the X, like his situation, XXX Tentacion. But Little Durk, good friends with King Von. He was live streaming, and then all of a sudden, like, the news came in, and people was like commenting on his live stream, sending it to him, and you can see the immediate like change in him. You can see that quick change in him, and I'm like, man, that's so messed up to find that out. Like, especially like that. I'm like, man, that's messed up. Man, I was like, and I remember with X, with his situation. It was some of his friends was live streaming, and his X's friend Ski Master Slump God, he joined the stream and was all like saying like, yo, I think X had got shot. And I was like, that was one thing I was like, that really, because that day I was like, I'm a big fan of like X and Ski Mask. So I was like, that was something that definitely, it like, I didn't cry, or I wasn't, in tears or anything, but it definitely did. It broke me a little bit, hearing Ski Mask talk about his friend like that, because I'm like, I've been in a situation where it was like a childhood friend of mine was shot and killed over some dumb stuff. And, it's not good. It's not a good feeling. I've had like numerous childhood friends. It was a cousin of mine that was shot and killed. And I was all like, man, I'm telling you, it's like, it's one of those things where it will really like trip you out. So to have like, and it wasn't like I was like super, super close with these guys, it was like, it was the 1, 2 that I was close with, because there was a few of my, it was a few people I went to school with that was shot and killed. I know one was accidental, and then the other one was like a gang like affiliated stuff. But it was like this kid, like the kid that was shot and killed. Like I remember we had like a few conversations. We had like mutual friends. We were cool and stuff. But yeah, it's like it's one of those things where I was like, man, that is wild. That is some crazy stuff. But it's it's somewhere. It's like it definitely does put you in a dark spot. Like it's and it was like with two friends. I was even it was my cousin and my friend that I grew up with. Both of them that I grew up with. But it put me in a dark spot because I was like, dang, like them out of because like it's always like people that's like starting to do something with their lives. It's always like because my cousin is a rapper and my friend wanted to become a cop. I think he said he was going to enlist in the military. I think that's when I last heard. I think he said he was going to enlist in the Marines, I believe. But I think I know he probably after he had left, he probably became a cop and stuff. But I think I remember we were in the store. It was the friend I grew up with. We were in the store and he was telling me about that. And but this is somebody I was like, we went from like having that last conversation to we were kids. We were out here having like full on WrestleMania matches in my backyard. Like we were, man, I'm telling you, like both me and him was like some of the most biggest like wrestling fans growing up. Like this dude was out here like sweet chin music and like kids in hallways and stuff. Like I'm telling you, he was one of those guys. He was pretty cool. He was a pretty cool dude, but it was like the day I found out that he got shot and killed. I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, it put me in it was New Year's Eve. And, New Year's Eve is like my favorite holiday. It's my favorite holiday of all time. Like, I like New Year's Eve more than anything. Just sitting there up late at night with family, watching TV, watching the ball drop. Just that. It's like, to me, it's refreshing. I don't know why, but it's refreshing. But yeah, it was like that New Year's Eve. That was a very dark New Year's Eve. But yeah, it's something I'm like, it ain't well, I can't really say it is what it is, but I'm like, to make myself feel better and things. I know with King Von's situation, it's there's a lot of people that's close with him. There's a lot of people that support him. There's probably people that is kind of like with me and X, listening to his music every single day. And it's like I feel for the fans. I really do. I feel for the fans and all his close friends and family because it's stuff like that. It's scary at times, it's messed up, but yeah, I feel for the fans. I really do because I've been in that situation, and it's not good. It's not a good situation, but yeah, it's like I know today it's honestly gonna be King Von Day. That's probably today, probably tomorrow, a few days. It's gonna be King Von Day. I don't know if they haven't really said anything about if they caught the killers or not, but I know Quando Rondo. It's it's probably not going to tell. I know people want to follow the code and not snitch and all that, but I'm like in a situation like that, it's because I'm like whoever it is, like if y'all was just fighting and it wasn't him that pulled out, because they don't really know who pulled out the gun. Like I don't know. I think there was like witnesses that was there said they were just fighting, but then somebody from Quando Rondo's group pulled out a gun, but. There's like so many theories and stories. Like they were saying that like it was an undercover cop, and then they were saying it was Quando Rondo, and then they were saying like, oh, it's just some random people. So I'm like, I don't know like who or what to believe, but yeah, I'm like, man, like it's still though, it's just one of those things. I'm like, people. That's what I was talking to. It was actually the friend that I grew up with. We were having like wrestling matches in the backyard because his little brother, he's like a fan of King Von. And he posted about him, and I was like, man, that's like being in his situation, my friend's little brother being in his situation. I know that's it's messed up to see when things like that happen because it's just it's really messed up. So I definitely I reached out once I seen him post about it. It's like I already knew where he was coming from. And I was like, I reached out and I let him know. I'm like, hang in there, man. Just hang in there because, it's as messed up as these situations is. Like, you got to keep your head up as much as you possibly can. So, it's crazy. It's like, it's a crazy world out there. It's been a crazy year altogether. It's like, I know people were saying that, like, 2020 has not been the best year. And honestly, it hasn't. Like, all the way from January all the way up until now, it seemed like always it's like some crazy things going down every month. I'm like, man, year needs to end. I'm like, hopefully, like this year is just like it's done and over with. I'm like, man, this year has been crazy. I'm like, we do not need any more crazy things this year. Like, God, please, like, rebuke any crazy things that's gonna happen this year. I'm like, man, we don't need it. It's like we still like kind of mourning and suffering from other things that didn't happen. I'm like, yo, we don't need to suffer from no more stuff, but yeah, King Von passing away. I was like, that was something where I seen it this morning, and it's crazy because I'm not. I'm a flat out just say I'm not a fan of King Von. I don't think I have any of his music saved on my phone. Let me see real quick. I might like it might be like a feature or something, but let's just see. Cause nope, no songs have been saved of like any of his music. I've there's nothing that's been saved, so I'm not a King Von fan, but when I woke up this morning and seen the news, I was like, "Are you serious?" Because I paid attention to him. I knew he was a rising artist. I knew he was an artist that just recently, because they say he's been making music for 2 years now. So I know he just recently just kind of, was having his big push, his big break when it came to music. And when I seen that news, when I seen that he passed away, I was like, man, are you serious? Like, I felt like upset. Like, I was like, he just started. He just recently, and I was like, and that's how I felt with Pop Smoke. When he passed away, I felt the same exact way. I was like, are you serious? Why? Like, can these artists, I'm telling you, man, this gun violence needs to stop. It does. Because I'm like, these artists will just get started, and then some stuff like this happens. I'm like, that's to me, I'm like, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. I'm like, yo, these guys need to put these guns down and just, they need to let this, like, let that beef, like all that stuff just go. Like and then that was the one thing that I seen. I'm like, 6ix9ine, he's definitely lost my respect. Like at one point I was like, seeing like, okay, well this guy, he was in a tight situation with everything that he was caught up into and stuff. He just wanted to be a music artist. But so he 6ix9ine beefed with King Von, he beefed with Lil Durk, and 6ix9ine was doing some like disrespectful stuff. Like it was another person that both Lil Durk and King Von knew. And he was saying like he was like smoking on them. Like he was like, I can't remember the guy's name who he was talking about, but there's I guess like a disrespectful like to like it recently was just like became like a trend or a thing today. And even people in the comment sections, when I was seeing the posts on Instagram, people in the comment sections, I'm like, look, I don't care how you feel about King Von. I don't care how much of a fan you are of him. I don't care if you're a fan of 6ix9ine. Do not disrespect King Von. Period. Don't disrespect him. That's coming from somebody that's not even a fan of him. Do not disrespect King Von. Alive, dead, any artist. Don't disrespect them. I don't care who they're beefing with. I don't care who you're a fan of. There's no reason to disrespect them. Because if you was in their situation, if you was in Lil Durk's situation, or a friend or family of King Von, and you see somebody disrespecting your loved one that just passed away, you ain't gonna be mad about that? You ain't gonna be mad about that? Because I know I'll be furious. That stuff, I'm like, it's not funny. It's never been funny. So I'm like, so 6ix9ine, so DJ Academics, because I think I seen the news from Damas Live News. So, if you guys want to go follow them, they always post about, hip hop news and all of that. So I seen it originally from Damas Live, and then DJ Academics, he posted something about King Von, and 6ix9ine commented with the laughing emoji, and I'm like, that's not funny. That's not funny. At this point, you ain't even trolling. Like, you got some serious mental issues, and you need help. Because you out here beefing with I'm like, because 6ix9ine, he's only doing that because he got like this military security team that's watching his back 24/7. Guaranteed, if he did not have a military team watching his back 24/7, he would not be posting about any of the stuff that he's posting about today. So that's why I'm like, yeah, you should be thanking God for this whole security military team that you got. Because without them, bro, you another just a vulnerable man on the street. I'm like, man, it's stuff like that that makes me not even want to listen to an artist, because I'm like, yo, you're just that's not you're not being a good artist when you do stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, you better watch your back. That's all I can say. You better watch your back. Knowing him, he probably got this security team paid up for years and stuff. But I'm like, people, I'm telling you, people ain't like everybody where it's like, there'll be some people where they'll let go of that stuff. They're all like, okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go. I'm going to be a bigger and better person. So I ain't going to hold no grudge or all of that. But if a person's really upset, if they really mad and they don't want to show any mercy, and they're like, you know what? No, I'm not going to let this go. Watch your back. That's all I can say. Watch your back. Because, you want to live to be old man, seeing grandkids, possibly great grandkids and all of that. You want to see the day to live to be an old man? Telling you, watch your back. Because I'm like, that type of stuff, to me, it's not funny. I don't see nothing funny about it. And I'm like I said, this is coming from somebody that's not a fan of King Von, but at least what I can do is show respect and be respectful towards him. Even before, I was like, when I didn't really know the man, I was just like, I still, if anybody says something ill about him, I'm just like, hey, that's how you feel. That's not how I feel. I don't know the man. So I'm like, that's on you on how you feel about King Von. Until then, that man's never disrespected me, so why should I disrespect him? We don't and it wasn't like I was like I'm on his level of fame or if he was on my level of fame. Either way, I'm going to show respect towards him. Why? Because he's a human just like me. I don't care where he comes from. Yeah, he might came from the roughest part of Chicago. That man has the same blood as me. That man is weird, like one and the same. Why? Because we're humans. I'm like, there shouldn't be people carrying on like this. I don't care what you would consider yourself. Human, animal, tree stump, a car. I don't care who you are. Respect those around you. That's all I gotta say about that. Respect those around you. So, but rest in peace, King Von. Rest in peace. I don't know if they said anybody else had died in the situation. I think they did say it was like 3 people are deceased from the situation. So if anybody else did die besides King Von, rest in peace to them. Yeah, I hope and pray that the families are all right. I would imagine, yeah, in a situation like that, it's like I've been in the shoes where I've lost loved ones, close friends, people, and it's not good. So I do hope the best for him. Yeah, and Lil Durk, I hope the best for him. I hope the best for everybody. So, anyways, yeah, talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching in or listening, and peace.